just like that, we are down to the last semifinals game day of the PVL Invitational Conference. On June 30, though, the Kurashiki Ablaze will face off against the Creamline Cool Smashers for the gold. And here to give us a closer look at the final scene is volleyball analyst, our good friend Dzi Gervacio. Just to clarify, they will still play today, later
at 6:30.
A non-bearing match. We don't expect a lot of the starters to play. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Right now, update lang natin, Lexi, ang ating PVL fans. Yung F2 and Kinbak Pakning is fighting right now. One set all, 14-10 for F2. Okay, let's begin because maganda tong finals natin,
Yes, definitely.
Is this as simple as saying this is offense versus defense, the number one attacking team, Creamline,
Yes.
napakaganda ng depensa ng Kurashiki, which we will talk about later. Creamline muna tayo. They're a high-risk, high-reward team. We always say that, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
you agree, and why?
I agree, and I got receipts right here.
Oh, literal!
Literal
na
receipts, but it's my notes behind the receipt. But yeah, I was taking down notes kasi I remember when I was covering last year pa to Boom, Invitational also. Si Creamline, ang lakas nila mag-errors, although bawing-bawi talaga in terms of offense, like blocking, attacking, and even service aces. But so it's really up to them how they can tweak that a little bit of the downside, their weakness in tomorrow and eventually on Sunday.
Yes, I mean, you mentioned that Creamline, medyo nagkakaroon sila, pumapalyas sila. There's some unforced errors, but as an analyst and as a former volleyball player, nakita din naman natin in Kurashiki Ablaze's side that they know how to minimize their errors.
That's right.
How do you suppose they do this? How do they remain consistent all throughout the game?
I think if there's one thing that I noticed with Kurashiki, as a Japanese team, they are so precise talaga. So much ball control from the Japanese squad. Kasi you can see, even if in out-of-system plays, kahit yung dig na nakahiga na sila, their ball would always go to where it's supposed to be most of the time. Kaya parang pihadong-pihado talaga tong si Kurashiki Ablaze. So it's such a treat to see them play here in the V-League.
And we had this conversation in the production room that you say, and for the fans who probably don't know this is really Japan style of volleyball, right?
Yes.
You've seen it, you've played against it. What have you observed about that?
I mean, and I guess coming from the interview I had with Risa Sato also, she shared in one of the fan streams, by the way, on Pilipinas Live.
Yes, that's right.
Na-share niya na, yun nga, even as a middle blocker in Japan, where she started playing volleyball, talagang everybody had to learn all the skills involved. Kaya kahit middle blocker, marunong dumipensa, marunong mag-receive, their form is so nice. Lahat, parang it's all uniform. So, like here yun nga, Division 3 team, and then we see also, we saw in the VNL, the Japanese national team, you can really see na parang they all came from one tree, and they're the fruits of that volleyball tree in Japan.
Yes, and I think maybe we can also take a look at, can you walk and talk through about when are the times or specific moments where the Creamline Cool Smashers, yung times that they have these unforced errors, and maybe on the Kurashiki side, how can they take advantage of this?
I guess, as Boom mentioned earlier, high risk, high reward talaga tong si Creamline.
Pati sa service.
Pati sa serve. As in, very aggressive. And I think the challenge is to keep that confidence, I guess, in all aspects. Kasi alam naman natin, Creamline, very MVP-studded team. Parang lahat ata ng anim na nasa loob was once an MVP. So it's really about, execution.
Right.
I guess it will boil down to gaano kaganda yung gising nila today on Sunday. And, I mean, I think G has a good problem in picking out who to set the ball. Kasi kung anim sila sa loob, isa si Gia, pwede ata the rest of the 5 people inside can hit, diba?
And sana maganda yung gising nila today as they face each other, and we get a preview of the finals. But maybe we can also, maybe you can share with us, maybe you have scoring machines from both
Yes.
of
Yan.
these teams. Maybe sino yung dalawang yon or
Yan.
more than two ba? More than
Yeah.
one from each team?
I'll start with Tamaru Asaka from Kurashiki Ablaze.
Yes.
Kasi yesterday when I covered their game against PLDT, I saw at one point 50% attacking efficiency. I mean, for an outside hitter, that's so high. Usually we see about 30-35%.
Yeah.
On the other side, for Creamline naman, Tots Carlos, of course, parang I checked their last, at least their 5 previous games, it's always Tots leading the scoring department. But again, as we see and as we all know, Alyssa Valdez is back.
Lately, grabe.
Lately, parang,
Slowly,
kinibutan ako.
but surely coming back. right?
Definitely. Ayun na nga, the Phenoms, her form is back definitely. And as a clutch queen, that is her role naman ever since na na-recognize na rin naman ng volleyball fans. And of course, to add to Tots' like numerous attack points and whatnot, Alysa's there to support. And I think she's fine with that role. Kaya talagang exciting matchup to.
Just to emphasize and underscore what our friend Z is saying, the first 3 games of Alyssa, 3, 4, and 9. And the last 5 games are all double figures,
Yes.
19, 21. So, you know, she is definitely back. Okay, you mentioned those two. Alysa's also going to be good on defense, definitely.
for sure.
There's also Gemma, of course, there's Tots. And then the middle blockers of Creamline are always activated by Gia, as we all know. You only mentioned one name from Japan.
Yes.
Does that mean mas madali ang magiging problema ng Creamline defensively, that they're only going to look out for Asaka, or are we oversimplifying this?
Yesterday also, when Ablaze played PLDT, there's one other girl who stepped up. When I checked her efficiency, almost close to 50%. And as you mentioned nga, Lex, it was Saki. And there's another girl na I got so impressed when I was watching, talagang tutok na tutok ako. Another middle blocker, I just forget the name right now. Another middle blocker from Japan na sabi ko, grabe dumipensa. As in, there was an 8-0 run yesterday and she has been the one who kept serving and playing defense really well. Kaya, I think it's about ball distribution tomorrow, Boom. Oh, on Sunday pala.
On Sunday,
Yeah.
right.
And speaking of ball distribution, I mean, we've got setters being the strategic minds of these volleyball teams. What can you say about the floor defense, the net defense? Sino yung bukod sa kanila? Sino yung mga players from those? Sino yung mga players that they can watch out for?
I mean, just watching the game yesterday of Japan, parang even blocking has been their strongest suit. They were neck to neck with PLDT yesterday in terms of blocking, scoring. But with Creamline naman, kasi again, I think these are two teams na yung sistema nila kuhang-kuha na ng mga players nila. Kaya I think it's really gonna boil down to execution.
Yung mga setters na nabanggit mo, magaling. Obviously, we all know Gia. Tinago ng Japan yung setter nila nung first game. Naalala mo? Then, ang galing-galing din pala. Okay, one last question. And this one from, I covered the Creamline Kinbakbakning game. And even sila Gia admitted, nahirapan sila ng first 2 sets, diba? Dahil they were scouting them while playing them. Is that going to be a problem against Japan? Kasi they don't have experience. Siyempre, pareho naman yan, both ways.
Yeah.
But from Creamline standpoint, no experience playing against them. They're going to try to scout them, pero championship na to. Paano yan, Z?
I guess we'll see also later, 6:30 p.m.
Oo nga pala.
I remember even last night, di ba, Boom, we were saying like, ano ba kayang gagawin nitong dalawang team na to? Because Creamline has been playing the entire time na pwedeng, hugutin ni Japan yung mga previous videos on those games. Samantalang Japan, like, we don't know, like, is there something
Exactly.
na may tinatago pa to? Kasi
Exactly.
nga, they knew that they were gonna come here with such a short amount of time for the semifinals, and then who knows na, di ba, aabot sila to the finals. Baka they have a trick or two up their sleeve, so we'll see.
I think that's what's going to make that finals exciting on
yes.
Sunday.
Yes.
Ang dami nating hindi alam
I know.
na makikita sa linggo. Of course, there is that matchup later on at 6:30. A preview, as Lexi said, of the finals. We will see. Z, thank you very much.
you, Z.